Hello, I'm Don Hammock, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, coming to you from ALMA Memorial Stadium after a wild MACCC battle between Gulf Coast and East Mississippi. Lions win 48-45. Bulldogs couldn't make a 31-7 lead hold up in the second half. We're going to talk with Jack Wright while we take a look at some highlights. Then we're going to introduce you to defensive back JaQuan Copeland while we play 10 questions. Later on, we'll let golf coach Brad Thornton introduce you to his 2022-2023 golf team, which will be defending a national runner-up finish from last year. Stick around. Here on the field with Gulf Coast head coach Jack Wright after just a wild game tonight. Jack, I don't know that I've ever seen anything like that.
Never been a part of a game like that. It was. If you're a spectator, a great game, but if you're us, it's tough to be on the short end of that one.
You guys were able to get out to a 31-7 lead and then just weren't able to make enough plays there to get them slowed down and keep putting points on the board.
Yeah, you know, we had a chance to get some first downs, I think, late third quarter, early fourth quarter on offense and really take the pressure off our defense, and we just didn't do it. So we'll have to go back and look and see exactly where the fail points were, but, it feels like we kind of ran out of gas, Defensively, I think we ran out of gas, so kind of see, exactly what we can do as coaches to try to do better.
1,150 yards of total offense combined between the teams, split almost 50-50. And there in the third and fourth quarter, like you said, I think both defenses were out of gas. And you just kept throwing it deep, too, because the plays were there to be made.
I mean, I just I didn't feel like we had enough points. Just the feeling on the sideline, I felt like we needed to score again. So the last thing I wanted to do is look back at this game and feel like we got conservative. I didn't want to do that. I knew their offense was hot and we were struggling stopping, them. And I felt like they were struggling stopping us. So we just kept running our offense. We threw it 3 downs there on that one series there in the fourth quarter. Looking back at it, maybe we should have run the football, but they had 2 timeouts left. They were going to have another chance anyway. So my thought is, we need first downs. We need to try to score again. That's just kind of the flow of the game decision to keep the gas on the pedal down.
Kamari Odom had 6 catches for 200 and something yards. Y'all were able to get him out in some space, and he made East pay today.
He's had a big year so far, yardage-wise, and he's been in the end zone some. So he's a dynamite player. We're glad he's on our team. He's made plays in space. We needed one more play out of somebody tonight. They grabbed the momentum, obviously, in the fourth quarter, and we just couldn't stop it.
And then you had 2 running backs over 100 yards, had Cam Thomas and Xavier Evans over 100 yards. So y'all were pretty balanced tonight, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the frustrating thing. We were able to run the football somewhat, probably never as good as you want to. They were not able to run the ball at all. And typically in those games, even though they're a really good team, typically that plays into your hands, the team that can kind of control the clock and get some movement up front. But you got to give their offense credit. I mean, they kept slinging it around and started making plays there at the end.
Defensively, first half, the Regulators and into the third quarter were really good. I mean, they were in the backfield a lot, and I think the pressure died down late, but early on they were causing a lot of havoc back there.
Yeah, they were. I mean, it's a really hot, humid night. I think that kind of jumped on probably every player that was getting significant time, probably felt that heat. Out here in pregame, I think everybody that was at pregame in the stands warming up was sweating, and it started getting a little better when the sun went down, but it's a hot night. I think the guys on defense, they have to pursue and chase and get off blocks. I think both defenses probably got a little tired.
The one thing after this game is you still got everything to play for because
Sure.
it's just a North loss. You can still win the South.
The message to the team is this is a really good team. I think anybody that was at the game tonight can admit that Gulf Coast has a really good football team. I'm proud of them. We have a lot of talent. We had a lot of guys that fought really hard tonight. It's a good team. You know, we just came out on the short end of an unbelievable game tonight, but we got a really good team. I'm proud of them, proud to be their coach. We just got to put this behind us, come in at 5 o'clock on Sunday and start on the next one like we always do.
Thank you, Jack.
Yes, sir.
Legacy isn't just about where you're from, it's about where you're going. So where are you going?
I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate.
I'm going to make a difference.
Just like my granddad.
I'm going to make the bestseller list.
And I'm going to help him get there.
I'm going to win a championship.
Again! I'm going to lock the vault! Hotty toddy!
I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to bring them to their feet.
I'm going to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Build your legacy.
Let's meet JaQuan Copeland. We'll meet the defensive back from Hazelhurst while we play 10 questions.
Hey, my name is JaQuan Copeland. I'm from Hazelhurst, Mississippi. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Hazelhurst. We're a small town. Really ain't too much to do out there. We're a football town. That's what everybody loves. And just growing up there, we had a good football program. And like growing up, you want to be on the high school team, want to go to games and want to see them boys play and all that. And it was just a great experience growing up and seeing them play. And just a good place to be at Hazelhurst. I started playing football when I was about 3 or 4 in the league in Chris Spring. I played there for about 3 years. And then I moved to the league at Hazelhurst my last year, and we had a pretty good team. I like playing football because it's just like an aggressive sport. Like, you can't get in trouble for doing this and that. Like, you can really express your emotions out there. And like, if you're dealing with problems off the field, you can express it like on the field and all different types of stuff without getting in trouble. And it's just like, it teaches you how to be a man, honestly. You go through so much, and it just teaches you how to fight through it and keep going. Coach Madu, he a character. Like, he gonna have fun with you. He gonna like play with you, but when it's time to play, he all in. That's a good person to be around, fun person. You can learn a lot from him. Like, he's just a good person. My favorite athlete is Kobe because like it was just his mentality. Like who would want to watch Kobe play? Who would want to like be like him? Like, he's just a great role model. And like his drive to win, his drive to be better was like just amazing. My favorite artist is Lil Baby. A lot of people say I look like him, but I don't. But yeah, I just like his style, his floor rap. I just like everything about him. My favorite superhero is I say Spider-Man, because he's young, he gets to do what he want to do, save the world. He just living life. My favorite sports movie is Waterboy. It was like just a funny movie, like just a great movie to watch. And like you're gonna laugh throughout the whole movie. It's just a great movie. First, I would thank God because like he put me in that situation. Like he got me to that point. Then I thank my parents for keep pushing me and just keeping me going. My favorite class is art. My favorite teacher is Miss Casper. Like, she's just the best teacher. I really like painting. Like, you can relax your mind and just really think outside the box and everything.
The J.W. Puckett Construction big hits of the game were delivered on back-to-back plays this week. First, Jervin Smith upends a Lion, then Drake Thornton and D.K. Magruder flip another. From full site preparation to turnkey completion of projects including drugstores, car dealerships, worship centers, medical clinics, office buildings, banks, restaurants, and retail stores, J.W. Puckett can and has handled it all. Go to jwpuckettconstruction.com. In his first year in charge of the Gulf Coast golf team, Brad Thornton led the Bulldogs to a second-place finish at the NJCAA Championship. Bulldogs have already won the first MACCC event of the year. Let's meet the 2022-2023 Bulldogs.
Last year was a special year. Get back on track up to our standards at the national level after COVID and everything else. Had a really good group, a big group of sophomores that came through. Really helped again get this program back to where it needed to be. Recovered after a tough first day, but I was really happy with how we finished the national tournament and looking forward to improve this year. We're really focused a lot this year on not necessarily being results-based, wanting to make sure that we continue to do things day in and day out the right way. Being patient on the golf course is one of the things we're really focusing on. I think this group does a great job at that. The talent level is there, so we're really expecting big things this year. Chase and Leslie, two of our returners from last year, both in the top 5, are on our runner-up team. They came back this year and hit the ground running. Great kids, both in the classroom and on the golf course. I think they're going to be very successful once they move on past here. We've got some opportunities coming up for them to pursue golf after Mississippi Gulf Coast, and I think that they're going to do an exceptional job in whatever route they choose, and we're just hoping to get the best out of them for one more year. Chase is just a great kid all around from Natchez. He came in last year, really hit the ground running again, wins a tournament in the fall, and then just grinds his way into the top 5 all year. You never have to worry about his effort on the golf course. I feel like he has an exceptional mental game. He's able to get a lot out of his round, even when he doesn't have his best stuff. So it's really comforting to know that you're always going to get Chase's best. Leslie is just a superior talent on the golf course. He's very confident on the golf course. Whenever he gets things rolling, he's really tough to beat. We've tried to maybe get a couple of those freshman mistakes out of him moving into this year, get a little bit more stability out of his game, and I think he's really accepted that. So we're expecting a lot from him. We got Will Burnham coming in. He was the Mississippi Junior Golfer of the Year out of Jackson Prep. Really solid player for us so far. Again, we've also got Jackson Wise coming in from Pontotoc. Lots of championship experience out of those two, and they've really done an exceptional job since arriving onto campus. Drew Zielinski's been a great surprise for us. Drew's about as steady, easygoing as it can be. When he gets on the golf course, he just kind of puts his head down and gets to work each and every day. Mateo Jimenez, a freshman, comes to us out of Diamond Head, Mississippi. Mateo had a little bit of a rough patch ending out his summer, but he comes back and really established himself as the talent that he is. Very exceptional around the greens as well as his putting. So I expect him to really push these guys this year and make a run at our top 5. Kemet Spears transfers in this year. He was on campus last semester. got to meet him and get introduced to him, and his game's very impressive. He's pushing some of these sophomores as well as these freshmen in qualifying. I think he's going to bring a lot to the table this year for us as far as depth. I think that's one of the strengths of our team. Raines Walker, St. Joe product out of the Jackson area, comes to us as a freshman this year. Got a very dynamic set of skills, I feel like, on the course, getting adapted well as a freshman. Again, these kids, as far as depth goes, you can't say enough about it. It's highly competitive each and every time that we set foot on the golf course between the 9 of them. Kyle Davidson comes to us from South Africa, a friend of Lesio's. Comes in very impressive off the tee, getting acclimated a little bit to golf down here in South Mississippi, but we expect big things out of him. Our conference this year, obviously going to 11 teams is huge for us. It was very impressive in our first event to see 64 golfers out there on the course. High level of competition makes it a lot tougher recruiting. Across the state, we've got a good group of young coaches involved in the conference as well as some experience there, so I think it's going to do nothing but just kind of improve our competitive level. It's going to make it tougher for us year in and year out, but we're expecting to take that head on. I think it's going to be something that does nothing but make us better. Our main competition this year, of course, Meridian's always going to be there. They've got a very dynamic group, super talented group right there. They're going to give us their best every single time we tee it up. A couple other teams that have vastly improved and are going to be competitive in the conference this year include Itawamba, East Central. Colin's got 2 returning, I believe, first-team All-Americans from last year. I think that they're going to be highly competitive, and I just think that we're going to get their best shot each time we tee it up. We can't thank the local golf courses enough for their commitment to our program, whether it's here at Grand Bear today or anywhere from Hattiesburg along the entire Gulf Coast. Just the versatility of getting on these different golf courses, our ability to be able to practice in different conditions each and every day does nothing but make us better, and we could not do it without the community support.
Thank you for joining us for Bulldog Blitz. We'll see you next week after the Bulldogs make the short trip over to Poplarville to play arch rival Pearl River. See you then.